Welcome to MyFertilityCharts. Good morning and thanks for joining us. This presentation will cover the many features available to you on MyFertilityCharts.com and will help you better understand how to make the most of them. At the end of this presentation, I will allow time for questions. We will also make this presentation available online for future reference. This slide shows an overview of the topics which will be presented during this presentation. We'll start off with some of the basics, including site navigation and how to record information. From there, we'll tackle ovulation charts and also discuss some of the advanced charting tools available to you. MyFertilityCharts also includes a calendar view, which allows you to look at your cycle information and some recorded information in a calendar format. We'll take a look at that as well. There are several different types of analysis supported by the site, and we'll look at these analysis tools separately and in detail. MyFertilityCharts also makes it possible to share your data. You can share data with other users if you choose, and also access data that other users are sharing with you. We'll also discuss the message board system supported by the site and how you can send messages to other users. Lastly, we'll conclude with a discussion on the miscellaneous administration features of the site. This will give you information on how you can update and manage your profile. Let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll begin with basic site navigation. When you first log into MyFertilityCharts, you will be taken to the main menu. This is shown here on this slide. The main menu includes several different categories. These categories break up the individual page links which you can navigate to on the site. The page links appear underneath the categories themselves. You can click on these page links to be taken to different pages on the site and access different features. When you visit a given page, you'll tend to see that most of the pages use a very similar format. This format is shown here. The page format includes a compact menu in the upper left corner. This compact menu makes it possible for you to access nearly any other page on the site from a given page. In the upper right corner is a mini calendar. This calendar shows basic cycle information and also makes it possible to select dates when recording or viewing information. We'll look at that in more detail as we discuss the individual pages of the site. The lower section is the portion that differs depending on the specific page which you're at. The lower content section will display information related to that specific page. What I'd like to do next is to discuss the upper section of the page and look at the compact menu, which is in the upper left section, and the mini calendar in the upper right in a little bit more detail. We'll begin with the compact menu. The compact menu makes it possible to access other pages on the site. To do this, you'll want to hover your mouse over the icons shown across the top. These icons correspond to the individual categories which you have seen on the main menu. When you hover your mouse over each, the list of icons that show up below, which correspond to the individual page links, will change. For this presentation, this is not occurring, but when you log into the site, you will notice these icons changing as you move your mouse across the different categories. If I were to hover my mouse over this charting category, what I would see are the charting page links appear below, which are shown. As you hover your mouse over these individual links, descriptions will appear just above it. So for example, if I were to hover over this charting link, the description "View my ovulation charts" will show up. This will help give me information about what will happen if I click on this link. If I click on it, I will be taken to the ovulation charts page. Initially, when you're first using the site, you may not be comfortable using this compact menu. That's okay. You can always go back to the main menu and use that for navigation purposes. To return to the main menu, you can simply click on the home button, the home icon at the top, or you can always click on the MyFertilityCharts.com icon. Either will take you back to the main menu. Let's talk about the mini calendar now. Mini calendar shows up in the upper right corner of most of the pages. The first part worth talking about is that immediately above the calendar is some text that says "Show Calendar Legend." If you put your mouse above this text, you will see a legend that will appear, as is shown to the right on this slide. This legend will show you the individual colors which the days on the calendar can be shaded. The interpretation of these colors is mapped out. So for example, you might wonder what this dark purple means on December 9th. By looking at this legend, you can see that that dark purple color is indicative of ovulation. You can get additional information by also hovering your mouse over the calendar itself. If you leave your mouse hovering over one of the dates on the calendar, a tooltip will appear to give you additional information about that date. So for example, let's say I hover my mouse over December 9th. A tooltip would appear, which is shown here, which says cycle day 14 and days past ovulation 0. This date corresponds to ovulation. So you can find out about individual dates and how they fit into your cycle by just simply leaving your mouse over that date and waiting for the tooltip to appear with additional information. For many of the pages on the site, you'll want to click on these dates to select a specific date or to load data associated with that date, depending on what page you're on.